Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we are reviewing the Predator 2 Ultimate Stalker Predator from NECA Toys. I would like to thank NECA for providing this figure for review. We greatly appreciate that. So as you can see, the front of the packaging features beautiful artwork as we've seen throughout the line. This artwork is phenomenally done. And you see the Predator 2 logo on the bottom there. The top of the packaging also has the same logo and text, as does the side right there. And the other side is identical. The back of the packaging gives you images of the figure using multiple accessories, along with a look at other figures that are available as part of the 30th anniversary collection. There's also a description of the Stalker Predator right above the images, which you can see right there. And just to give you guys a look, there's a closer look at the description. The bottom of the box, featured right here, gives you the names of all the great people at NECA Toys responsible for bringing this figure together. The Stalker Predator is packaged in a window box with an opening flap, which you can see the opening flap there on the left and the window box on the right there. The Stalker Predator is packaged in a plastic tray along with all of his accessories. Here is a closer look at the plastic tray. Interestingly enough, the staff, the way this is packaging, the tips are pushed inside both sides of the tray. So when you try to remove it, these could snap off, these blades on both ends. What I would suggest to do is to carefully cut along the top, making a maybe a little bit of a gap so you could just push it through without snapping these tips right here. I think that's the only way to carefully remove it. Again, this part from the packaging is extremely fragile, so be extra cautious. And again, just make sure to cut along here, be very careful. So you see the figure packaged in the tray along with all of his accessories here, which we're going to check out. There's a closer look at all those great accessories right there. So what I'm going to do now is take them out of this package and let's take a closer look. Here is your in-hand look at the Stalker Predator from NECA. If you're familiar with the line, you probably know that the Stalker Predator was released back in 2012. This new release uses the Ultimate body type, which NECA has been currently using. It's a phenomenally done, updated sculpt with more articulation, but you get all that same great detail and paint applications and washes that you're used to throughout the line, which has pretty much been consistent. So the skin tone has all that great sculpted texture there. You see various colors on there, white, some orange, and a little bit of reddish brown as well. The armor has a little bit of a rustic color, which looks great. Great attention to detail, great washes all throughout. You'll see that there's a little bit of bone sculpted to his forearm right there, and both forearms are wrapped in these bandages, which actually look like leather, but it's sculpted to it, so it's hard plastic. They did a very nice job there. The knees and everything has armor on there, and again, you'll see all that great attention to detail all throughout the sculpt. There are some loose pieces on him, including this necklace, which is just placed over his head, as shown, and that has some bones on there. This pouch also looks like leather. That's very nicely done. Great sculpted detail there. And also this piece here. This is also can be moved to the side as shown, or you can just switch that around for a little custom look. Let's turn them around, giving you a look. So here's a look at the back. So there's your look there. The helmeted head sculpt also looks great with that same great deco that matches the armor as well. And this one here is attached to his face, so you can't remove it, as it comes with an alternate head sculpt, which we're going to check out. And there's a look at the back of the head. So moving on to his accessories, he comes with an extended combi stick, and as I said, hopefully you were very careful while removing it from the plastic tray. If one or more of these sharp edges they snapped off, just use a dab of crazy glue and let it dry, and that should fix the problem there. This didn't break on me, as I was very careful. I cut it first, as I said, before I tried to take it out, so that worked. And the paint applications on this is very nicely done. It's very similar to the armor, at least through here, while both the tips there, they have a little bit of copper, which is a great choice for this accessory. And if you've been paying attention to NECA's Predator line, you would have seen this accessory with many other Predator figures over the years. And as is all other releases that came with this accessory from over the years, it can be held in one or two hands. And here's another look, or closer look, at the deco that I was talking about, that nice copper finish that they did. The center of it has a darker color. And here's a look at the other end. Here we have a look at the short combi stick, which is the unextended version. This one can only fit in one hand, and the deco is the same on this as it is with the extended one. The Stalker Predator also comes with a plasmacaster, which comes in two different parts, which you see on the floor there. This backpack piece is usually sculpted to a Predator's back. However, this one can be manually put on and taken off to your liking, and it has all that same great detail that you've seen throughout the line. Looks very similar to others that we've seen. However, this one also can slide over here, so that's a pretty neat difference. The cannon part, which you see right here, that is just placed right on there. And as you can see, this thing's also hinged here, and it can slide over, so you just got to be a little patient and careful with it. Oops. So it's a little tricky to get on there, but you got a good grip. Okay, so there's a look at that. And it's also on its own hinge joint, which you can see right there. I want to be very careful with it. And it can slide over, which you see there. The plasmacaster can connect on its back, which is right here. So you see the groove in there. This just, you just push it in as shown, and it stays in pretty well. It's nice and snug. And you see it has the great paint applications, which is very similar to the armor, which we've seen throughout the figure. It's very nicely done, sculpted details, sculpted textures, and of course the blaster part right over his head here. The last part of the plasmacaster is this blast effect, which plugs into the tip of it right there. and that just goes on as shown. So there's your look at it there. It's a nice little effect piece, and it stays on there pretty well. And again, you can slide this over as shown, and it's also on a hinged piece up here, which is actually very hard to move. So I tried to soften it up with the hairdryer, but it didn't really work. So I would be extra careful with it. The Stalker Predator also comes with that gauntlet, which you see on the floor there, and that can plug into his left forearm, as the right one has all that extra padding and attention to detail on there. So, since this one is thinner, it just clips on as shown. And once it's on there, it stays on very well. It doesn't fall off too easily. And it's painted in the same deco as the armor, which looks great. So there's your look there. And here's another shot of the plasma cannon as well as the gauntlet with a different set of hands that I just put in there. Move it closer, giving you guys a good look at the gauntlet right there. Great attention to detail. The Stalker Predator also comes with an unmasked head sculpt, which is newly designed, and it's very similar to what we've seen with other Predator figures. You see all that great facial detail in there. The deco on the head matches the body very nicely. There's another look at the side. And of course the back of the head. And here's a closer look. So you see all that great facial detail, the sculpted textures, and everything else. The Stalker Predator also comes with 2 discs. This one here is circular and can fit in that holster right on his hip there, as we've seen this pretty much throughout the entire run of Predator figures from NECA. The disc is painted in the same great deco as the armor, which you see there. And it's fairly easy to take on and off. So once you take it off, you can put it into his hand here, put it right through the fingers, as shown. And he's got a pretty good grip on it. Doesn't fall out too easily. Here's a look at the other smart disc, which is included. This one is the extended one, so it's not a complete circle, it's more of an oval. And it's painted in the same deco as the armor, which you see. He also comes with a human skull, which is something we've also seen other Predator figures come with. The skull has some great paint applications, sculpting, and also a little bit of textures on there. It can also rest on his open hand. So there's your closer look at all that great sculpted detail there. Overall, the Stalker Predator is a phenomenal figure. NECA has once again done a great job on their Predator offerings, and this one makes a great addition to an already impressive lineup. He is part of the 30th anniversary, so make sure to go out there and pick him up now while you still can. I love the plasmacaster and the Gauntlet accessories. I think they really bring a lot of definition and awesomeness to this release. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Thank you so much to NECA Toys for providing him for review. We greatly appreciate that. Happy Predators Day, everyone. And stay tuned for more coverage. Also, check out the written portion and photo gallery of this review on the link in the description.